Hey everyone, it's Ankit. Welcome to a brand new video. Today I want to talk about the infrastructure bill that just got passed and what's included in it and what stocks could possibly benefit from the bill. If you're excited about today's video, then drop a like. It really does help out and support everything I'm doing. Leave a comment with what stocks you're excited for about this new infrastructure bill and what stocks you think can benefit the most with this infrastructure bill and why. Subscribe if you're new for weekly videos on investing and about life. Let's try to hit 7,000 subscribers. With all that out of the way, let's get into today's video about the infrastructure bill. The infrastructure bill heading to the President's desk includes $65 million to improve high-speed internet access and affordability. By the number, the funding is aimed towards building high-speed internet networks, helping low-income families pay for services and digital equity programs. $42.45 billion in grants to states for broadband projects. $14.2 billion to provide a $30 a monthly voucher to low-income Americans to pay for internet service. $2.75 billion for digital inclusion and equity projects such as improving digital literacy or online skills for seniors. $2 billion for a rural broadband construction program called Reconnect, run by USDA. $1 billion to build the so-called middle mile infrastructure to connect local providers to larger internet access points. $600 million for private activity bonds to finance broadband deployment projects in rural areas. Jeffrey's favorite building product stocks. We have Martin Marietta Materials Inc., MLM, which is going to be expected to have a 15.2 growth in sales CAGR through 2023, and in 2024 it's going to have 15.5. Vulcan Materials Corporation, VMC, expected to have 14.8% in 2023, and 2024 7.3. Eagle Materials Inc., EXP, is expected to have 8.1% on 2023, and then 2024 is expected to have 7.9. Summit Materials Inc., is expected to have 6.1 in 2023, and in 2024 is expected to have 7.8. Will Scott Mobile Mini Holdings, WSC, 7.7 and 7.7 for both years. Expected earnings growth. Here's the expected earnings growth for all the companies that we just talked about. And if you look at it, it looks really solid for 2023. And then 2024, it goes down, but still looks solid. Now we're going to talk about my favorite part, which is free cash flows estimates. In 2023, Sum is supposed to have the most free cash flow, so if I was going to pick a guess and invest in one of these, it'll be Sum, and then VMC. How the infrastructure bill happened and what it will do, so let's find out. So the infrastructure bill is $1.2 trillion. The Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, that's what it's going to be called. So what's in it? The $1.2 trillion bill includes $500 billion in new spending. That includes $7.5 billion for electric vehicle charging infrastructure, the $14 billion for lead drinking water pipelines replacements. The bill has $39 billion for transit. Within that, the $2.5 billion each would go to low emissions ferries and buses, leaving the door open for funding vehicles that use fossil fuels The bill includes $65 billion for energy and electric grid, incorporating much Energy Infrastructure Act of 2021. There's $5 billion for grid reliability and reliance grants, $3 billion for smart grid grants, funding for technologies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and money for 2 advanced nuclear demonstration projects first authorized in the Energy Act of 2020. The bipartisan bill also includes a credit program that would subsidize certain nuclear reactors that are at risk of closing due to economics at the cost of $6 billion over the 5 years. The package has some energy efficiency programs as well, taken from the legislation. It funds a $45 million per year grant program for efficiency building codes and $120 million for centers to boost energy efficiency in manufacturing and industrial faculties. It would put $6 billion towards battery storage, including $3 billion in grants for battery mineral processing, another $3 billion for grants to bring various parts of battery supply chain to the United States, like manufacturing and recycling. It has a $55 billion for water infrastructure and incorporates Drinking Water and Water Waste Infrastructure Act of 2021 with a $23.4 billion in funding, in addition to $15 billion for lead service line replacements. The bill has $10 billion fight for substance, $10 billion to fight PFAS contaminant, and a $3.5 billion towards water infrastructure for Native American tribes. It will provide $2.2 billion for the Bureau of Reclamation Aging's infrastructure account. It directs $618 million to the watershed programs. The reliance measures include $7 billion to the Army Corps of Engineers to mitigate floods, with the focus on projects that had previously been authorized but never funded. The Federal Emergency Management Agency would get another $3.5 billion for floods. The NOAA would get $1.5 billion for coastal mappings, resilience, and related projects. The FEMA also gets $1 million. So let's break down everything I just went over. We have roads and bridges in the bills. We have public transits, passenger and freight rail, electric vehicles, internet access, electric grid, airports, water and wastewater. These are all included within the bill. Before we get into the stocks, here's the breakdown of how the money is being spent in this new bill. We have highways getting 348, public transportation getting 91, aviation getting 25, multimodal grants 19, other programs 490. Total spending over 5 years, 973. So the first stock we have on the list is Martin Marietta Materials Inc., MLM. Estimated sales in 2021 is 5,006. And it's expected to grow to 6,160 in 2022. The 2-year expected sales CAGR through 2023 is 15.2%. In 3 years is going to be 12.5%. Next up we have VMC, which is expected to be 14.8 and 7.3, and they're expected to grow from 5,323 to 6,546.